take a look right over here to your left-hand side. To your left-hand side, we're going to begin to see this big building right over here, which is a massive building. And this is the National Congress building of our country. This is the Parliament. Keep in mind that the Parliament was reopened in 1990 when Chile received democracy again after 17 years of living a military dictatorship. Valparaíso was the point in which we opened in this case, the National Congress building.
Wow, какой...
Right over here, take a look at the trolleys. You see the trolleys right there? The buses? The green and white buses that are run by electricity? These buses are basically run down through the flat area of Valparaíso. Right here, you're going to be able to see them again. Take a look, everybody, right here to your left. Take a look to your left. Do you see these green buses? And you're going to be able to see that they have cable right there on top of the bus on your left. This is an electricity cable. And this is a trolley. This is one of the most traditional things that we have in Valparaíso. You see that? How they're actually disconnecting, in this case, the electricity. Now this basically runs through the flat area of Valparaíso. These buses are not the ones that go up the hill. The city of Valparaíso grew in a very disorganized way. It was never planted. It was never organized to become a city. In fact, it wasn't even founded. It was discovered by a gentleman by the name of Juan de Saavedra. Juan de Saavedra discovered the city of Valparaíso in 1536. Valparaíso, in the line of history, is considered to be older than Santiago. But Santiago was founded in 1541. Right here we see this building on our left-hand side, which is this main faculty of the Catholic University of Valparaíso. Now, why does Valparaíso have this university? Valparaíso in Vínьa-дэль-Mar has become a city of universities. We have a lot of private universities and state universities in which a lot of students decide to come and study different professions around the year here to Valparaíso. The name of it, Gilpue. Now, for many people, Valparaíso is considered to be the number one port of the city or of Chile. The number one port of Chile. Valparaíso is the number one port in the sense of the architectural heritage and the history that it helps in the growth of Santiago. But in the sense of infrastructure, the biggest port of Chile is to the north of our country in the city by the name of Antofagasta. That is where we have the biggest port of Chile, and that port of Chile is almost 10 times the size of the port of Valparaíso. So this port, and this avenue is called Avenida Brasil. And what makes Avenida Brasil very attractive is that we have this architectural mix of a lot of constructions that are neoclassic French constructions and a little bit of colonial constructions and also Baroque constructions. And if you take a look to your left, to the front, you're going to be able to see this beautiful white building in which we can see some windows that are boarded up with wood. This white building is the National Library of the city of Valparaíso, a neoclassic French construction built during the period of 1908. Now, all this area in which we're driving through right now, during the period of 1750, the ocean used to come up to this area, meaning that we grew into the ocean. We filled into the ocean to be able to generate this more flat opening section. Right here on your left-hand side, we're going to be able to see an Arc of Triumph. Take a look here to your left-hand side. We're going to see this beautiful Arc of Triumph, which was actually donated by the colonial British that were normally living here in the city of Valparaíso. Clearly reflects the way that Valparaíso grew. Very disorganized. It was never structured. It was never organized to become a city. It basically grew when it needed to grow. It expanded when it needed to expand. Now, the question is, why the close relationship between Valparaíso and Viña-del-Mar? It's very simple. The wealthy families that arrived to Valparaíso, they arrived to Valparaíso and they established themselves with homes that were normally accommodated for the wealthy families. But these homes that were used by the wealthy families were only used for a period of maybe 1 month in the whole year, meaning that the wealthy families will stay here for maybe a week and then leave. But these accommodations were basically to be able to see how their companies were running, how their import and export products were coming in. The problem is that the port of Valparaíso had two big issues. The working people that normally worked in the port of Valparaíso, during the evening, they went out drinking. There were a lot of bar fights, and there was a lot of prostitution. So there was no place to raise a family. And that is why, during the period of 1887, Mr. Jose Francisco Vergara came up with the idea of creating the city of Viña-del-Mar. It was created to be able to accommodate the more wealthy families, to be able to be close to their business, but far away from the chaos that Valparaíso had. The prostitution, the bar fights, and all the alcohol that was basically running back and forth through this area. So the wealthy families, started to move out of Valparaíso and started to head further north to the city of Viña-del-Mar that we're going to get to see later on. So where would the wealthy families start to build their homes? Right here. These properties that we see on our right and left-hand side are very old properties that today are architectural heritage that we cannot destroy, but it clearly reflects a European tendency in construction of the wealthy families that existed. Some of you are going to see a lot of graffiti. And a lot of this graffiti that you're seeing, you're going to say, well, why so much graffiti? Remember, this is a city of students. So every time that we have any kind of protest, what do the students do? They come out to the streets and they do graffiti. They write on the walls. And that is why we saw this. But there's also another kind of graffiti. There's an artistic graffiti. And Valparaíso is a very artistic city. It's a city in which people come to get inspired. It's a very iconic city in which a lot of people come to see a little bit of the architectural heritage. They see some of the beautiful graffiti that is actually done. And today, Valparaíso has been a point of selection in which we've had people having graffitis that are known internationally coming into Valparaíso to do famous graffitis. So it's a very historical, but at the same time, very colorful city. We're going to be coming into the street by the name of Sotomayor. La Plaza Sotomayor. In this square Sotomayor, right here on our right-hand side, right over here, take a look to your right-hand side. Do you see this beautiful monument right here? This is the monument to Mr. Arturo Prat Chacon. And take a look to your left. Do you see that beautiful building right there? This is the main headquarters of the Navy. The main headquarters of the Navy. That's the main headquarters of the Navy. The headquarters of the Navy was created here during the period of 1883. And this is where the Navy is stationed. Behind us is the main entrance to the port of Valparaíso. And this monument that we have here commemorates Mr. Arturo Prats. Chile, we are responsible because Bolivia has a navy but doesn't have an ocean. We took it away from them during the War of the Pacific. And the War of the Pacific started during the period of 1879. In 1879, what we were basically fighting for was the control of all the mining production that existed in the northern part of our country. And in this case, to the west of the Bolivian country and to the south of Peru. There was a massive war that lasted for about 8 years that was declared the War of the Pacific, in which Chile went into war with Bolivia and Peru. And because of this,
хорошо
You will see the
устроился парень.
ocean now behind you. You see the cranes from the harbor. There you see the ocean.
Да,
And
наконец-то.
along the walk we will be seeing the ocean time to time. And then we go close to the ocean in Viña-дэль-Mar. We live by Pacific Ocean, very close. From Вальпараисо you have more than views.
Да, похоже на эти самые, но только это не такие фавелы. Они более просторные, и, в общем-то, это жилье. Кто живет выше, у того меньше зарплата. Кто пониже, тот побогаче. Но это тоже понятно объясню. Находимся еще не на самой высоте над Вальпараисо, но вот отсюда открывается шикарный вид на бухту и порт. Основной порт находится несколько десятков миль на Саус, это вот в ту сторону, и он в 10 раз больше, чем этот порт. Да, значит, это, конечно, фавелы, но это не те фавелы, которые в Рио-де-Жанейро. Да, просто живут люди, да, а вон в тех живут, они хоть и выше, но у них явно больше, это самое, инком.
That was built to the family Babaruzzi. The family Babaruzzi basically lived here no more than 2 months in the whole year. This was a technical house. Now, where did this family make their money? Their money was basically made in the northern part of our country in the extraction of nitrate. They extracted nitrate in the northern part of our country until the Germans created the synthetic nitrate. Now, it was said that if you were owners of a mine of nitrate, you were millionaires. They were owners of 5. So this reflects how much money they had. Now, this was a technical house in which they transit through. This hill that we find ourselves in right now is called Happy Hill. Cerro Alegre, Happy Hill.
Happy
Why?
Hill.
Because of the immigrants that lived here. We had a lot of immigrants, a lot of people from the UK, Yugoslavian, a lot of Germans, a lot of Norways living in this area, and they would normally do different activities during the weekend. And you know what their main activity was? To bet money illegally. That is why it was baptized as a Happy Hill, because it's a place where you came to be happy when you were winning the bets.
I'm Juan Valle. I'm from Santiago. I live here in Valparaíso since 2017. So it's my favorite Chilean city. And today we're gonna do some graffiti workshop. Okay, so what's the activity? You're gonna search one word and we're gonna paint the word here. For example, in another group we have paint Viva el amor. Viva, no? Ooh la la. And here we have paint Liberté. They was French people, so they do it in French. Okay, so we're gonna do this activity today. But before, I want to tell you a little about me. I paint graffiti since 2004, so it's my good passion of my life. But I'm not only a graffiti writer, I'm a muralist too. It's really important that you understand the difference between the murals and the graffiti. For example, here we have a mural from the artist Danny Rebeco, and it's more like figurative painting, but in the wall. And then you have graffiti that started in the US, in New York, Philly, in the early 16th. And it's like the letters, okay? So it's the people writing their name of him or their crew. But right now we're gonna make like a mix between different things. Here we can say that we're gonna do in graffiti rhythm, okay? So it's a new concept, and it's really important too that you understand that in Valparaíso the permission is for the owner. If the owner give you permission, you can paint. So it's more easy to have the permission. It's because of that that's paint all over the city. You have illegal things too, but it's not the case here. Okay?
Is one of the most important graffitis that members that we actually that does this art not only in Valparaíso, in Chile. He's one of the most respected ones. He's been in the New York Times. He's been all over the world. This is what we have right here. So what we're doing right here, this is a big deal. You are doing graffiti with an expert. So you can go back, for some of you, when you travel to New York, you can just say, doesn't matter. I was with the best. With one. So you're going to be able to have this experience, which is a surprise that we wanted to have with you.
Okay, and you have to say something. What you will love to paint? What is important to you? What is important in life? So,
La vida.
la vida. Take the letters and you're gonna help me to finish.
Está bien.
So,
You got
I
it?
always love to doing some little line to give the movement to the wall. Okay? So
he's going to paint the word we chose. Paz Mundial. Peace in the world.
So here we have the P.
This is a local famous artist who's been noted in the LA Times.
So here we have Paz. Okay?
Excuse me, guys. Excuse me.
Maybe here. Like this. Okay. So maybe we can do it. Things like this.
For him it's so easy, right?
Okay.
I lost the letters already.
Then you're gonna see. At the end we see nothing, but then it's gonna. Okay, so right now you're gonna help me. Okay, so we're gonna do a degradé. Okay, you say in English degradé?
Degradé. Degradé.
Un degradé.
The colors are melting from dark to soft.
Okay, so
He's marking to you where the dark color will start, that you feel, and then other. So it's easier for you to know where you have to paint inside.
okay, so I need the first volunteers. Okay, to paint inside of here. Okay, the first.
There we go. The
That
first
was
one.
fast.
You have to make like this. Okay, inside here, inside here, inside here. Then you can do these two, and then you give the can to another people. This two.
Finish that. All that. Yeah.
Okay? And then you give the gun to another one and you help me to fill that world peace graffiti.
Guys, what we have to remember, part of doing graffiti is that if you're doing graffiti, when the police comes, we all run.
All of that and then continue here. Okay, and then you give the gun to another.
Espera, me olvido algo, ¿no? Acá también.
Ahí también. Ahí también. Y acá también. Military coup.
Тоже вложила.
How they steal money, how they go to
Внучкам показать, как ты это делаешь. Так, тщательнее, тщательнее. Да, ну, нельзя, нельзя, нельзя.
the other purple.
Но, красный остается. No, no, no.
You can. Let me do the decoration.
No, 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 no. Видишь, уже
Okay,
испортили.
Vlad wants to do one too. Yes? You want to do one, you have to do. She doesn't work.
El rosa ya está. Está bien, ¿no? No,
Sí, sí, ya está.
Так, ты продолжаешь? Ты.
Maybe I can do construction.
Like this? Yes. Yes, do this like this.
Господи, ты
Now we are doing purple.
It's different. I mean, murals you can do with the spray can. I think it's more detailed. It takes more time. This is a timeline of a part of the history of Chile.
Yes, all
And
that
you have
part.
the arrival of the native indigenous
Ну и как
with
оно?
the Spanish. When you see the war,
Nice.
the military coup.
Let me tell, nice or not nice.
Okay, you should go in here.
Так. Бабушка делает последний штрих, да. Ну-ну.
Nice work.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay.
Так, все, вот, подожди, не трогай. Вот, скорее всего, вот это, спроси. Вот он, пейнтер наш. Стоп. Теперь, наверное, вот это вот. Okay, ask them. Where's the next?
Drippings are cool.
The orange.
I think so. I think so.
It's like
The orange.
No. Wait. Oh, okay, ask him.
yes, it's
You're not in trouble.
really good.
Между этими.
Okay, so I'm going to continue with Dora.
Both
sides.
So we're doing it partially illegal. It must be.
No,
it must be.
No, he's kidding. I mean, remember, he gets permission in this case.
Yes, but we're not.
No, you're
Oh,
not.
he asked permission.
We are guests.
He's okay.
Paz mundial, ¿ok? 1, 2, 3, paz mundial. ¡No! Vamos por esa paz, loco.
Argentina, referring to music, you think of tango, correct?
Correct.
But when you think of Chile, what music do we have here? And our music is called hueca. Hueca, hueca. So we're gonna, who's a good dancer right over here? Raise your hand. Who's a good dancer?
We are.
Not me.
Okay, Tamara, you're a good dancer?
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna dance cueca.
I used to be, but
Okay.
I don't anymore. But never dance cueca.
Already backing up. No.
Talked about in Argentina you have tango, right?
Yeah.
Did you go to a tango show?
Yes.
Did you enjoy the tango show?
Oh.
Of course.
Tango show is beautiful.
Yeah.
It is one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life.
It's true.
Did you know tango before was basically dance between two men?
Yeah.
Well, some of you said no.
We know about
Yes.
Yes.
Tango before was dance between two men.
Yeah.
And the reason is because men would show who was more macho. Who's
better,
the
yeah.
strongest
Who's
one.
better,
Who was
yeah.
a believer. Our dance here in Chile is very different. Our dance is called hueca. 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 Now, if I do the translation, hueca in Brazil means the underwear of the man.
Ah.
So be careful when you say cueca. But cueca is normally a cowboy, and it's very similar to this. Right here we have this gentleman who's a chinchinero. Chinchinero. And the chinchinero is a very famous drummer. And you can see chinchineros in Argentina, in Peru, in Chile, in Bolivia. A chinchinero. But a chinchinero is dancing with this young lady. So Tamara, come here please. It's okay. We're gonna pretend we have a handkerchief. So basically, the dance of cueca is very special because the woman, I'm trying to conquer the woman. Where's your husband?
I videotaping.
This is with all due respect. This is with respect. You're gonna send that to gate one, right?
For sure.
So the objective is that the man is trying to conquer the woman. So the man dances and shows off to the woman. How does he show off? He dances basically going around. And the woman basically very delicately just goes like this. Just kind of like says, yes. What does the man do? The man goes like this.
Okay, go ahead.
I try to convince her that I'm a good dancer, and I try to convince her I'm an even better lover. And as you can see, I'm a terrible dancer. So what does that mean? I'm a terrible lover.
Oh, you have 4 children. I don't know.
They're all adopted. So he's kind of like the cowboy. The cowboy in this case of Argentina, of Chile, which is very similar in this case, and we call them here in Chile, guaso. Guaso.
With an H.
Guaso. Yes, with an H. Guaso. So this is kind of like a little bit of a reflection. Now this mural is very interesting because it reflects a little bit of the hills of Vальпараисо. You see the fishermen on this side. You see the people that normally do art. You see the animals. You see the cats. You see the singers in the streets. You see the dogs in the street. And you see in this case the main focus, which is the hueca. How people fall in love with Vальпараисо. This mural gives you that interpretation and that concept. Now why? Because right here we're going to come out to one of the most beautiful views of Vальпараисо. Aunque
all of you.
Oh, wow.
Guys, this is very special because we have a very special day. And if you take a look towards the mountain range right over there, you're going to be able to see some mountain range that are snow. Beyond that area where you have a little bit of clouds, you can sometimes, if you're very lucky, you can see the Aconcagua. Now today we can't see it. So we're very lucky we can actually view the Aconcagua. The Aconcagua is the highest peak mountain in the Andes. And it belongs to Chile. Vínea-дэль-Mar is celebrated the last week of February. In the last week of February, everybody comes here to be able to enjoy this enormous festival that has international invitations from all over the world come here to be able to enjoy this famous festival of Vínea-дэль-Mar. Now, as we're driving, some of you are going to be able to see a castle right over here to your left-hand side, which is the Castle Wolf, which today it's a museum, a famous museum of the city of Vальpараисо that basically kind of like builds a timeline of how Vínea-дэль-Mar was created. We also see this building right here on our left-hand side, which looks like a ship, which is called the Cap Ducal. There used to be a very famous hotel during the 1940s and also a restaurant. Now, we are looking right here to our left-hand side. On the other side of this river or bay area, we have a canal. The canal Marga Marga. Marga Marga means gold, gold. And on the other side, this section used to be called the Seven Sisters. In this area, used to be called Vínea-дэль-Mar. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be transiting to the other side, and we're going to be able to see high-rise buildings. All these high-rise buildings basically started to appear during the 1950s, 1960s, and from that point on, in the 1980s, 1990s, it basically blew up. There's a lot of people in Santiago that have a secondary property here as an investment because they normally take advantage of this to be able to rent. There was a couple of years ago in which we received a lot of people from Argentina. In fact, I remember years ago that the worst part that you can have, or the worst place that you can actually have vacation was Vínea-дэль-Mar, because they said that if you come here with your wife or your husband, you were going to lose your wife to an Argentinian and you were going to lose your husband to an Argentinian woman because they were very good looking. They're very good looking. Now, what we actually have here is we also have something very interesting. Take a look right here, guys, to your right-hand side. On your right, you're going to be able to see the casino. The casino of Vínea-дэль-Mar. We're going to be stopping on the other side, guys. On the other side, we're going to stop. We're going to give you some time to be able to walk around, use the bathrooms. And this casino was built during the 1930s. In the 1930s, it was the golden years of the casino. What made it so interesting is that when you went into this casino to play money, you needed to go inside with the suit and tie. So you had people outside renting the suits and the ties. And you would have to pay a head and leave some documentation, you would lose all your money. You came out, and then you gave the suit and tie back, and they gave you your ID. So they had people right here in the line renting suits and ties to be able to go inside and play. Today that's changed. Today they allow anybody to go inside. You can wear shorts, but before it was very, very strict in the dress code that you had to go inside. And many people wanted to play money, but they didn't have the clothes, so they would rent it outside here. That house that you see right above there, up there, next to that big pine tree, that building right there, that is the summer home of the president. We in Chile do not give the president a house to live in Santiago, but we do give him a summer home to enjoy. And this summer home that you see right here to your left-hand side is the summer home of the president of Chile. It's very, very small. It has 21 bedrooms. It has 8 bathrooms, and it has an Olympic pool. So we feel very bad for him. And the worst is the view. Look at this view. This is the Avenue Peru. The Avenue Peru is basically the avenue during summer as baptized as the Avenue of the Lovers. The avenue in which everybody would normally come here, have a walk and talk about their relationship, about summer, or about the different entertaining activities that Villa-del-Mar would basically have.
You're taking also.
Yes,
Yeah, kick out him.
I took also his.
Check if your photo disappears.
It disappears now.
So, It didn't work, yes.
No. He just get a picture from your phone.
Hey, Marina,
He's cheating on you.
Want a picture?
Camera, you owned it.